so it'll be a little bit more. Alright, so you'll have to excuse if I have any technical difficulties here. Okay, so my speech today will be on leading in difficult situations. And I'd like to begin by seeing if we have any movie buffs in here. Does anybody know what movie this line is from? They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. Does anybody know?
It's Mel Gibson, right? Braveheart.
So this is Braveheart, and this is one of my favorite movies. And I love movies. And here are a few other ones that I really enjoy. Remember the Titans, Breakthrough, Avengers, Endgame, Aquaman, We Were Soldiers, and Well 13. And the reason why I love movies is because they inspire me and they can teach us lessons. And today what I will do is try to use these movies to teach us a lesson. And that lesson is, what do you do when you're leading in a difficult situation? So I'm going to present to you 7 concepts here. The first one is the value of preparation. Preparation is very important. In the movie, Remember the Titans, you have a team that's integrated with African Americans and white students for the first time. And so there's a lot of things that could go wrong that they won't expect. And Coach Boone, what he did is he spent a lot of time preparing the team through practice, through getting them to football camp, and just doing a lot to unite the team so that they can become champions. And if you saw the end, they were able to accomplish that because of the proper preparation. So preparation is very important. The second concept is control your initial reaction. So when you are faced with difficulty, you have an option of being very fearful and panicky, or you can remain calm, you can set the tone, and you can lead your team. And in the movie Braveheart, the Scottish people wanted their independence, so they were fixing to, in this scene, they're fixing to battle the English, and Mel Gibson, who is William Wallace in this movie, he remains calm. He is very courageous, and he addresses his team, his army, with this very encouraging, motivational speech, which helped get the mindset of his army in the right place. So controlling your initial reaction is very important as well. The third concept is identify issues that you can resolve. So I don't know how many people have seen the Avengers, but in the end games, at this point, half the planet has been wiped out by Thanos, and so they had to identify the issue, which was trying to bring the people back. The problem was that they had vanished, half of them, and they had discussed what they needed to do, and that was to collect all 6 of the Infinity Stones so that they can bring all the people back. So you have to identify what the problem is so that you can resolve it. Number 4 is provide support and encouragement. So in this movie Breakthrough, John Smith, he's a teenager, fell through the ice, and he is now fighting for his life because he fell in the lake. And his pastor is the one that comes to his family to give him that support. So pastor, as a leader figure, provides that support, and he's there when they need him to be there. And so a leader needs to provide that same support for his congregation or his team, and whatever that looks like in that sense. The 5th concept is take decisive action. So in the movie We Were Soldiers, this is a battle of the Americans during the Vietnam War, having to come in and fight the North Vietnamese people. And so this team was tasked to basically drop into an area and hold down the fort until they could bring the support. And so they were there for quite a long while. And so they had a difficult situation to face, and they had a choice. Do they just stay back and let the North Vietnamese people come and attack them, or do they strategize and they plan and they go after them so that they can defeat the army? And so they had to take decisive action in the movie, in this war, in order to win the battle. So that's what they did. Number 6, the value of past experience. In Aquaman, Arthur Curry, who is Aquaman, he has to fight his brother at the end of the movie in order to be the king of Atlantis. And his past experiences when he was training with his mentor, he spent hours and hours fighting and training with him, and each time he kept losing to his mentor. But all those failures during that time gave him the experience so that when he ended up fighting his brother, he was able to defeat his brother to become king. The final one is flexibility and resourcefulness. In the movie Apollo 13, the astronauts went to space and the rocket broke down. And at one point, they were running out of oxygen because all the carbon dioxide was coming in, and they had to be flexible and resourceful, and they had to figure out how to make an air filter with only the parts that they could find on the spaceship. And they were able to do that and prolong their life at that point. So in conclusion, I want you to remember, I know that most, if all of us, are probably going to face difficult situations from time to time, and even if you don't consider yourself a leader, you can still use a lot of these techniques to overcome situations. But whether you're a leader or not, a lot of times you are a leader. So just remember these concepts and use them next time you get into a difficult situation. Thank you.